And welcome again, guys. It's do or die. Win, move on, lose, go home. It's Canada, Australia. I tell you what, this is the game that both teams have to win. A win is the only thing that helps Australia. Canada can take a draw, but can you think that we can play for a draw? I mean, we're going to have all those thousands, tens of thousands of crazy Australian fans behind their team. We haven't got much support down there, I'll tell you that now. But do or die, move on. What we got on this show, I'll tell you what, let's look at it. We're going to look at the form. We're going to look at the tactics. A nice little video on the tactics. You're going to like that one. Sam Kerr, we're going to look at Sam Kerr as well in detail. Group B as well. Christine Sinclair as well. We've got to focus on Christine Sinclair, how she's been not respected, let's say that much. I'm going to give you my game thoughts, and then we'll look at Monday, because Monday is the post-game from what we're talking about right now. Let's get into this. And let's look at the form now and keep moving, because we've got lots to get through. Coming up is the tactics video. Keep it tuned. But 2022 for Canada, from September to December, there were 6 games in that window, 5 wins, 1 loss. The loss coming to Brazil. But in 2023, it's been a bit of a different form patch. It's been a few games, 7 games, 2 wins, 2 draws, 3 losses. The losses have dissipated recently. Literally on the back, we're a win and 2 draws on the back. So it's not that terrible. But the form right now isn't the greatest. The win, the most recent win we had, is against the Republic of Ireland here at this World Cup. So that's a good thing, winning at the World Cup. And then obviously prior to that, 0-0 with Nigeria. So another decent result, no loss so far. But the massive game is coming up against Australia, and it's a do-or-die situation. Win, move on, lose, go home. And I tell you, major amount of pressure is going to be on the Canadian women's national team in that game. You can believe it. The fans are going to be baying for blood. They're going to be loud. They're going to be passionate. And I only want to see one result. Now, if you're looking at the other side of the equation, Australia's form, I tell you what, Australia have had some decent form. I'm going to take you through that as well, starting the same way. 2022, similarly, they had 7 games, 5 wins, 2 losses. The losses, interestingly now, keep your ears open, but Canada and Australia played a double header back in September, the 3rd and the 6th of September. One was in Brisbane and one was in Sydney. And the first game, Canada won 1-0. The second game, Canada won 2-1. So it proves that Canada can win on the road in Australia. And right now, what would be the difference between Australia being the hosts and Australia just being a host of a World Cup? Not really anything, really. And there's more pressure on the Australians than I say there would be on Canada. So looking at history last year, 2 wins. This year, Australia's form, I tell you what, it's pretty decent. 6 wins, 2 losses. The losses coming against Nigeria in the World Cup with that amazing 3-2 comeback by Nigeria, and then a 1-0 loss to Scotland in London, England, not Glasgow, Scotland. So Australia can lose, but they are a little bit of a winning machine. And I tell you what, I think that they come into this game with maybe the edge over Canada. You could say Canada's ranked higher in FIFA, but apples and oranges, yeah, as we smack the mic again. But you got to say, Australia come into this with the edge, but Canada can pull out a result. But look at this tactics video right now, and it'll tell you what I'm thinking. Oh, yeah. Okay, guys, just a little tactics for the game coming up against Australia. That's Canada versus Australia. As you can see, first diagram, we're kicking right to left in the first half, left to right in the second half, obviously. Now, the first diagram I want you to focus on is the red zone. That's where the defenders need to stay, unless there's a free kick or a corner, obviously. But that's when they need to stay. Stay home all day, because against Australia, we need to keep the back door safe. Stay home, win the ball, and give it to the midfielders or fire it long. I don't care. Long ball could be a good thing in this game. Second thing you're looking at is the grey zone. That's where the midfielders win the ball, dig it out, and get the offense started, the attack started as soon as possible. Fast, super fast counterattacks could be absolutely imperative in this game. We've got to get some offense going. And looking into the green zone, you noticed I've shaved the wings. I want our wingers or wing play to cut in early or cross the ball earlier. I don't see the point going down to the byline. It wastes energy, and 9 times out of 10, you're putting in a 20 or a 30-yard pass that doesn't make it. There's no A to B, there's no connection. Keep the short passes going and go down the middle is what I'm saying. There's a little bit of tactics is what I'm thinking for this game. Maybe you've got some tactics as well. Tell me what you're thinking, but that's what I'm thinking. So that's what I'm thinking with the tactics. Now let's take a look at Sam Kerr. Sam Kerr, who's that, you say? Sam Kerr, that is the goal machine for the Australian national team. I tell you what, she's absolute dynamite. 120 national games, 63 goals. Now, talking club level, I'm going to go to the list. It will impress you, and it won't take long. But reading away, clubs, Perth Glory, 22 games, 5 goals. That's when she started out. It gets better. Sydney FC, 24 and 13. The first number will be the games. The second number will be the goals. Western New York Flash, 41-15. Perth Glory, again, now a seasoned player, 49-52. More goals than games. Sky Blue FC, 40-28. Chicago Red Stars, 43-35. And with Chelsea, 67 games, 54 goals. I'll just give you a little bit more. Australia U17, 12 games, 4 goals. Australia U20, same 12-4. Australia national team, 120-63. She's a goal machine. I tell you what, we need to keep that red zone well covered. And that's why I say we need to keep our defenders at home. Just like the hockey line, blue line. Stay on the blue line, stay home, stay safe. We need people to stay at home and keep Sheridan protected because she needs protection. If we don't protect that red zone, it might well be a tough, tough day for Canada. Canada should be able to get a result in this game. But, like I say, watch out for Sam Kerr. Let's take a look at Group B right now. Now, looking at Group B, real sweet and simple. Australia taking on Canada, Ireland taking on Nigeria. A draw is good enough for Nigeria to advance. A win puts them top of the group and by miles. And in the other game, you've got to say Canada and Australia. It's a must-win for Australia. If Australia wins and Nigeria wins, Canada goes out. If Australia wins and Nigeria draws, Canada goes out. So this is a real situation where Canada needs to bring their top game and Australia needs to bring theirs too. It's an absolute cup final between Australia and Canada. And it's an absolute cup final when you think that Nigeria don't need to win, but they need a draw. So I tell you what, it's going to be very interesting. Let's take a look at Christine Sinclair and how I feel she's been somewhat slightly, being a soft term, been disrespected by FIFA. Take a listen. Back in a little while. Okay, guys, just a little spotlight on Christine Sinclair, the absolute wonder woman of world football, world soccer, especially if you're a Canadian fan. You definitely know who she is. But let's have a look at what FIFA recognize with Christine Sinclair. FIFA 2023 World Cup, pull it up yourself. Icons, Lucy Bronze, Sam Kerr, Carly Lloyd, Asiat Ashara, Wendy Reinhardt. And then you can say, Eyes of the World. Brandy Chastain. We all know Brandy's a great icon of the game, and Mata is a great icon of the game too. Where's Christine Sinclair? Highest scoring female player in the game, highest scoring woman of the game ever. Where is Christine Sinclair on this FIFA list? But hey, moving along, let's take a look. Don't disrespect to gain respect. FIFA knows they're dissing Christine. So, guys, you take a quick look at those awards. I'm going to hang here for a couple of seconds and then just look and enjoy those awards myself. But when you look left and you look right, you see awards on both sides, but you see more zeros to the right. And you've got to say, Mata knows what respect is. FIFA, what about you? FIFA knows they're dissing Christine Sinclair. And like I say, when you look at the highest scorers list of all time, yeah, Vieira da Silva, that is Mata, in ninth with 0.67 goals per match. That's amazing. Great record, 115 goals in 172 games. If she'd have played the same amount of games, she may well have a goal or two more than Christine, but she hasn't, and that's the point. But why do FIFA not recognize Christine Sinclair? What's your thoughts on that, guys? I know what mine are. So there you go, guys. My thoughts on Christine Sinclair. What are your thoughts? But I think FIFA has literally disrespected that lady, the queen of football, for so long. It's absolutely an embarrassment, and it's an eyesore. And I point the finger firmly at FIFA for not ever promoting Christine Sinclair like they should. I like Mata too, but Marta has had too much promotion. and SINCLAIR has had nada. So maybe FIFA want to open their eyes and, take the wool out of their ears or the wax out of their ears and open up what's happening, because Christine Sinclair should be adored by FIFA, and they really should go out a little bit now and make something of a presentation for her, seeing as she is now in the seniority age of the career. Now, looking at the game, I think one or two things is going to happen. Australia is going to look for the early goal, and they're going to get the early goal. That's the one or two things that's going to happen. On the base of that, it's going to be a case of Canada did ride the 15-minute storm or they didn't ride the storm. If it's 0-0 after 15 minutes, Canada's totally in the game. Take confidence from that and then start to get brave in the game, Canada. You've got to use the ball. You got to hold it. You got to keep it. You are going to have to love this ball. If you keep hacking it out to play or hacking it out to nowhere, it's just going to keep coming back on you. Canada has enough skill and enough experience to be able to hold the ball in play. It's called possession. That's what we need to do, is win the possession game. Win the possession game, stay on the board, and select a chance of getting the draw. We need the draw, minimum. A draw against Australia puts Canada through, no matter what happens in the other game. Remember that. So a draw is all Canada needs. Get the draw, move on. But you can't play for a draw. At the end of the day, got to keep that red zone clear. Everybody's got to stay at home. The midfield have got to turn the tackles and then the counterattacks with absolute expedience. And there's got to be no short measure. Hit that ball, overhit it, but don't underhit it. And in the final zone, the green zone that you saw earlier in the tactics, let's not waste our time down the wing. Let's go straight down the middle, select a through ball, and have someone run on and just pass it into the net. Why are we making this so hard? Why are we going down the wings? Why are we threading 30, 40-yard passes to nowhere? That's not going to get us there. So the possession game, what you've seen Canada play, needs to be A1. Right now, it hasn't been. It's not been terrible, but it needs to be a little bit better because Australia is coming for blood. And the stadium is going to be the biggest away day that Canada's ever had, whether it be a win or a loss. But by away day, I mean the Australian fans are going to be absolutely nuts. The volume's going to be crazy. The passion's going to be through the roof. And do you want the Matildas waltzing through to the next round? Maybe 2-3-0? I don't. It's a reality, though. If that starts to go well after 15 minutes and Sam Kerr tucks one in, it could be a massive day for the Australians. It's that what policeman needs to stop happening. Will the tactics be exposed? Will we not keep that back line closed? It's going to be very, very interesting. But at the end of the day, come Monday, one will move on and one will get into that plane and be flying away. Who do you think is going through? And Canadians, are you worried that this might be the last game in the World Cup? Because I tell you what, it's an absolute cup final for Canada. It's win, move on, draw, move on, but lose, go home. It's that simple. It's a cup final. We need a result. We need a result, and so does Australia. And I tell you what now, you could think it's 50-50, but I think it's 55-45, possibly right now, in favour of the Matildas. So let's see the Maple Leaf get strong and carry it to the next level. Guys, keep watching. Monday's coming. I'm going to be watching it. I hope you are too. Down below, tell me what you're thinking. But this is going to be an absolute massive game. You can tell I'm a little bit passionate about it. I really am, and it does mean a lot. And this is a cup final. So let's get ready for it. Watch it on TV and comment down below. It's your time now. It's Canada's time, and it's Australia's time. Let's see who wins out and who goes through. Cheers.